Hey, what up, decisive marketers? I see a lot of you are getting into the AI writing tools, and I am excited for all of you. But however, I do see that a lot of people do not really understand how to use it right. So a tool is a tool, right? You could use a screwdriver, but if you were to use it to, eat your food like a spoon, then it's not going to work really well. So you got to learn how to use it well. So even if you have the best screwdriver and you're going to use it as a spoon, definitely you're not going to get the results that you want, right? So we've covered quite a few AI writing tools already, and just recently, I've been really impressed by this other tool here that's called SkillNut, right? So, and I feel that it's probably one of the most you know powerful AI writing tools out there right now, and I do see that people are using it and not getting the kind of outputs that they require. So what I'm going to be doing today is to share some best practices so that you can get the outputs that you want. But before we dive into this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. So, in one of my previous video, I actually showed everyone how I created a entire article with 2,361 words within probably like 25 to 30 minutes or so, and I was really impressed by SkillNut, and I just want to show you that how to uh, you know how to replicate the same process that I had, right? And because I'm doing this live, is there's no way to fake whatever is coming out from the AI, right? So I'm going to be talking about some of the best practices in using the long form AI writing tools, but some of these ideas can be applied to short form AI writing tools as well. The entire idea is to help you to save your time so that you can get the output that you want, right? So let's get started, right? So firstly, you need to understand what is the writing process. So if you are a beginner in writing a blog post or an article, the process should always be, right, creating a content brief first, right? Creating a content brief first. And what's in the content brief? You got to definitely have the outline, right? You got to have the outline of the content, right? Because that is very important, because without outline, you would not know how to where to how to start writing and where you are writing towards, and you might not even have an end goal in your writing, right? The message might not be even clear as to what you want to put across. So your outline is very important, right? So make sure you get the outline first, okay? And if you want to, what I do with my writers is that I would tell them what kind of tone or language. When I say language, it's not the what kind of language that I'm speaking, like English or Mandarin or Hindi or whatever it is, right? I'm talking about uh, the kind of language that you want to, the kind of personality that you want to have in your content, right? And also what kind of keywords and some references to some articles that I will put within the content brief itself. So but when it comes to AI writing too, sometimes we got to follow their process a little bit, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually adapt your process to some of these AI writing tools. And so the first thing, as always, you got to have at least the outline. Okay, you got to have at least the outline of the article. So without the outline, you can't start writing. And once you have the outline, you start generating the intro. Then you generate the content on the individual headings. And with SkillNut, they have this feature called the AI connectors. So you can use the AI connectors to link the sections together. And with SkillNut as well, they have a conclusion feature, so you can generate a conclusion for your article to end it off, right? And then that will be all. This will be the entire process. Okay, let's talk about the next thing as well, which is the best practices. So whenever you get an irrelevant output, always check your input and see if it contains the relevant keywords to feed the AI, right? So that you can have a better understanding of what you want. Okay, not hoping what the AI gives you and you get something that works for you, but you got to tell the AI what you want. Okay, and to be writing about. So if you have a good AI tool, for example, you use like the market leader, which is Jovis, or you use something like SkillNut, what happens is that it is very likely that it is going to give you the output that you want. Okay, but if you are using other AI writing tools, I can't be too sure, but with something like SkillNut or Jarvis, it's going to spit out a highly relevant output that you want to be using in your content, right? So if it's not getting the relevant output, then you got to make sure you check your input first, right? And I'm going to show you some example which I find really funny, and we're going to be talking about that shortly, right? And why people are not getting the output that they want. So if the output is still irrelevant, okay, it could be that when you hit the write with AI feature, a lot of tools have that right now. You can have a write for AI, and you just tap on it, and it keeps generating content for you, right? So if the output is still irrelevant, right, then what you want to do is to highlight only the sections that you want as input to feed the AI. So at this point, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to use Jarvis as well to do this. So what we're going to be doing right now is I'm going to be diving into SkillNut. Okay, and some people are saying that does it work for finance or some other content, right? So let's look up some how to manage money wisely. Okay, so let's use this manage money manage finances wisely. Okay, so let's put in manage finances. Okay, I think I should have put in wisely as well. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to head over to Jarvis as well, and I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. Okay, so different AI tools have a different process, so you got to understand the process. So this is start from scratch. So you just dive in, and this will be the editor, right? So with SkillNut and with Jarvis, what happens is that you have a input right here, which is for the overall content, right? Okay, so the first thing is, if you are going to be typing, if you're going to putting in something like who is Henry. Okay, and you try to create, compose something from this. What do you think is the output? Okay, and it comes out, Henry is a farmer from Holland. He lives a simple life with his wife and two sons. Recently, he decided to tour the world using whatever. Okay, then I complain that this doesn't give me the output. Okay, this doesn't give me the output that I want. Of course, it does not, because it is so vague, right? So, right, if I gotta put in who is Jovis, okay, and you get this, right? Jarvis is a de facto unofficial code name for the unannounced next generation iPhone. I'm not even sure if it's true, right? So can you see that it's definitely not going to give me what I want. I'm not sure if Jarvis AI would work as well. Okay, so can you see that at least now it's tries to be a little bit more you know, a little bit more relevant, but because I put in AI in there, right? So so and one thing to take note of is that with some of these tools that use the GPT-3 engine, it is not going to give you anything that is updated, as in its content library is it's only up to I believe 2019, right? It's 2019. So if I put in maybe something like um what is COVID-19, I'm not sure if we would get any output, right? Can you see that? So it gives me something about LCD monitor. It's because it does not understand what is COVID-19. Okay, right? It does not understand what is COVID-19 because it does not have that knowledge of COVID-19. Can you see that? It's talking about bio radio waves and stuff like that. So this is something to take note of, is that with the GPT-3, it is not able to give you updated content as of now until tools like Jarvis or SkillNut is able to add in certain features that would help to create content that is updated. Okay, so we have this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to open the report first. Okay, so what you want to be doing with your content is that, let's say if the heading is what is a monitor. Okay, and monitor could mean a lot of things. It could, it could be a blood pressure monitor, it could be a LCD monitor, a computer monitor, it could be, so many or input monitoring. That's so many things that uses the word monitor, right? So you got to make it easy for the AI to understand what kind of monitor are you talking about. So if I just put in what is a monitor, it is going to likely give me something about uh, PC or laptop, something like that. Okay, uh, okay, and it actually is not even about PC or laptop. It is about streaming right now. Can you see that? It does not know what I am talking about. Hence, it just gives me a bunch of uh something that I hope that it would be what I want, right? So if I put in something like that, what is a computer LCD monitor, something like this, then it is going to give me, right, something that is okay, something that is uh you know uh more relevant, right? Can you see that? So I mean, it gives me this which is not relevant, but the first half is relevant, right? A thin okay, so maybe let me rephrase this question, would be like, what are the different computer display monitors out there? Okay, something like this, then it's gonna be able to spit out something that is better. Okay, so your choice is going to be determined by your budget for the monitor, productivity versus fun. Okay, Okay, can you see that? So it's giving me something that is more relevant right now. It's talking about my desk space and stuff like that, right? It's at least it understands that I'm talking about a computer monitor, right? Something like that. So you got to feed it with better inputs. So if you give something that is really vague, then it's not going to give you the output that you want. Okay, right? So we have manage finances, budgeting, personal finance. Okay, so these this will be the topic that I want to sort of write about. I'm not going to be writing an entire article, but I'm going to be showing you the process, right? So with SkillNut or with SkillNut, right? You can you what you can do is you can create your own outline, right? You can create your own outline. So uh you can put in something like how to okay, let's try this first. Outline about the content. Okay, so gotta generate a introduction first, right? So how to manage, what are the steps to manage our personal finances and best practices to manage our personal finances. Okay, so then we'll generate a intro paragraph first. Okay, so there we go, right? So financial challenges can be overwhelming. Okay, so this one is a little bit more relevant, right? So we have some input right here, and then we can then generate an outline on the topic. Okay, so this is probably not what I want. I'm gonna put in a maybe a title right here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna generate the outline first. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try the other one, which is topics about the content. Okay, so there we go, right? So you want to be using topics about the content. I think this is actually much better. So okay, so I'm gonna move this aside first. So this will be the first topic right here, right? Financial basics. So then I can now write with AI, but I'm going to be improving this a little bit. Okay. Okay, debt management. Okay, I'm going to try and improve this a little bit. Basic information on personal finance. Sorry, it's supposed to be personal finance. Yep. So let me just edit this here. Okay, and then write with AI. So whenever you get a bad output, right, then if it's you're not getting what you want, then you got to edit them. Okay, so let me just highlight this and okay. So because it's trying to grab the whatever content is above, right? So it's not giving me what I want. So what I did was just editing And now I get something like personal finance is the process of managing one's personal money in order to obtain and maintain financial security. Personal finance can involve a range of activities, including spending, saving, borrowing, investing, budgeting for expenses and taxes, as well as making effective use of credit. Some people make. Okay, so can you see that? So now it's giving me what I want. Okay. Okay, so it is but it might be going a little bit off tangent, which I can actually just remove from all this. Okay, so it's going into the topic of poverty, so I could just end right here, right, which is good enough. Okay, because the more um, that you generate, sometimes the AI already covered the information, then it tries to squeeze out more, and it starts to talk a bit about other stuff as well, right? So the next one is budgeting, right? Um so budgeting, so we can try to write with AI, but it could be too vague. Okay, so I guess it has the input that is sufficient for me. So now I can just continue to generate. Okay, so we have this already, budgeting. Okay, and then we can move on to savings. Okay, so at this point, right, let's say for example you feel that this section is too short, you can use the AI connectors, uh, and generate generate even more, right? So moreover is, you know, can you see that it generates even more, because if I go into write with AI, it does not have more ideas, so I use the AI connectors to create even more content, right? And then I continue to write with AI. So with ScaleNut, you can just make use of the AI connectors to generate a little bit more information and start writing with AI again and again and again, right? Until you get sufficient information for yourself, right? Okay, can you see that? Right, the next one is savings and investments, so I can just write with AI. Okay, so savings is the process of saving money for a future goal. Savings may be a part of financial plans such as this. Investing is okay, right, and they can continue to write from there, right? So this is pretty much how you do it. You can do it in Jovis as well. So with Jovis, you can type in the title. So let's say this is the title. Okay, okay, so let's say this will be the content brief, and then the tone of voice, just gonna put witty, and then you can put in some keywords here, would be managing finances, personal. Okay, so something like that. So now we have this. I'm gonna put in the title. Okay, okay, and then we will generate the outline right here. So you can just search for outline. So you got blog post outline right here. Okay, so then you can put in the blog post title, which is this one here. Okay, and then you can now generate AI content. Okay, so there we go, right? Create a budget, pay off your blah blah blah. So let's say we use create emergency fund, invest, set up regular contribution. Okay, so let's say I want to use this one, right? So I can just paste it in here. Okay, then the first step would then of course to be generate a introduction. So I'm going to hit compose right here. I'm going to try long compose. Okay, I'm going to try medium instead. Okay, so there you go, right? You have okay, because I didn't put that question mark, it actually puts it in for me. Okay, then you can just continue to compose. Okay, so I'm going to just stop right here, right? And then we can then put in, let me just remove the power mode. Okay, focus mode. Okay, and start composing again. Okay, and then I have something right here. Okay, so and if I want to, okay, with Jovis, right, it has this command right here, so that you can prevent duplicate content and resets pattern. Okay, so you can just put in this and start composing again, and it will generate more content. Okay, right, you see that, but this is not really what I want. Okay, so this should possibly be in here instead. Okay, so one thing that I feel personally why SkillNut is a little bit nicer to use is because of the AI connectors that Jarvis does not have right now. Because so what happens is that I got to I can't generate content from here as well. So I can only try my luck at this point. But with okay, so that's all I can do, right? So but this is relevant, right? So this is relevant, so we can continue to compose, right? You see that? And compose again. Right, it has quite a bit of content right here now, right? After putting in that this right here. Okay, okay, so now it's all the 5 steps are written, right? So then this can just easily be h3, right? Heading 3, right? It can just be easily be that, right? So that's how to use any AI writing tools, right? I'm showing you some of the best right here, which is SkillNut and Jarvis, but the entire idea is this: you got to make sure that you have your process right. And I'm not an expert using these AI tools. I'm just a normal user like you guys. I just I just follow the process, a simple process to generate content, and I'm able to achieve that with SkillNut and Jarvis as well. It's just that there could be better ways to make use of the AI. I'm just sharing with you some of the basics, which is firstly, if you are not getting the output that you want, then you got to make sure that your input is correct, right? You got to put you got to give the AI sufficient information to generate the output that you want. Okay, so if you are putting in a bunch of stuff that uh, you're putting in very vague inputs, is not going to give you what you want. Okay, and if you have already put in what you want but it's still not giving you what you want, then you got to use you can use Jovis to, that command to prevent that loop back, or use skill nut by highlighting and write content on this topic, right? And then that would help you. Okay, so and you got to follow the process, which is, create your outline first, or create the intro first, then create the outline, and start writing from there, right? Generating your content and using AI connectors to extend your content. Okay, so that's all I have in this video. Hope you guys learned something. Let me know what you think about using these AI tools. Does this method that I share with you help you with your writing process? Right, comment below. And if you know anyone who could benefit from this video, using the AI writing tools in the right way, do share this video with them. And lastly, if you have enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.